Welcome back guys to another episode of Nick's Veggie Patch. Okay guys, I'm stood next to my two raised beds that had my garlic in, both no dig. So following Charles Dowding's philosophy, they both had garlic in. So the raised bed that you can see now on the camera, the wooden one, that has had the garlic white, and I'm very happy with what's come up from this no dig bed. A very good crop of garlic white. And then the second raised bed, not as much as the garlic white, but this was pink germain. But I'm still happy with what's come up, and it's now a question of taking these home, putting them out on the table or in the greenhouse and leaving them to dry out. So as you can see guys, these were two no dig raised beds. I just planted the garlic bulbs in around about October, November time last year, and I've now got a fantastic crop of garlic. And these two raised beds now are going to be ready for planting other bits and pieces. So one of these raised beds is going to probably take some more runner beans, but yeah, lovely crop, and they're ready to go now with other bits and pieces. I haven't dug them over, I've left them as they are, but yeah, there we go. And pieces in the raised bed here at the front, my wife has sort of cleared a few bits and pieces and planted some more flowers. So hopefully come June, July time they will show themselves and we'll have a nice wonderful display of colour. I'll just take you around the plot and show you what else has been happening. So we've harvested some peas and some more runner beans today. Everything else around this area is coming along really well. We've also harvested some of the asparagus peas that I planted a few weeks back. They're starting to come up now, so we're going to take them home, give them a try and see what they're like. I've also been planting my cylindrical beetroot just here in a raised bed there. Planted them as a clump together because they are far better as a group. They like to be with a family, so I've been planting them today. As you know, done the runner beans over the last couple of days in this raised bed, and also this raised bed here has got the remaining runner beans. But also today I've been planting some garlic, planting some sweet corn. So in the two raised beds here that had the garlic the two raised beds that had the garlic in here, I've planted one with the sweet corn and one with the cylindrical beetroot. These are all no dig beds. There wasn't very many weeds in them, so I was able to just pull them up and plant the garlic, plant the sweet corn and the cylindrical beetroot. But generally on other bits and pieces we've just had a little bit of tidied up, cleared a few more weeds, and generally got the plot ready for a few more bits and pieces to come down. So we're not looking too bad down here at the moment. Just a few other bits and pieces to sort out, but we're going to go home now, have a nice cup of coffee. Potatoes won't be long either before they're ready, And also the strawberries are starting to flower now, so there should be a very good crop of strawberries as well. We're also harvesting the rhubarb at the moment, so that's coming along really nice. But yeah, plot's doing really well, and I'll catch you soon, guys. Good afternoon, guys. So today I'm going to be potting on some squash, winter squash, some pumpkins and some butternut squash. So I've got them in my seed trays that I've sowed over the course of the last 2 to 3 weeks, and they've come up really healthily. So what I will do is show you one of them. So come back into camera, and there you can see this is one of my winter squash, looking really good. So it's too big for this too big for this pot now, so I'm going to pot that on into a slightly larger pot, and it's either going to be kind of that size or it's going to be that size, but I think it'll probably be the first one. Basically put it into the pot, allow it to grow a little bit more, and then I'm going to put that up the allotment in one of the raised beds that we prepared yesterday that we haven't used. It's obviously a no dig raised bed. We've just weeded it, and then I've just basically raked it over. So yeah, these are going to go in there eventually when they're a little bit bigger. So I'm going to put them on today, and then when they've grown a little bit bigger, I will be transporting them up to the allotment and putting them in the allotment, and hopefully by then I'll have my new shed up there as well. Okay, so I've got everything to go. I've got my pots here ready to take the winter squash. So I've filled it with compost, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little tub, and I'm just going to make an insert into the compost using the little tray, using the little pot, sorry. And as you can see now, I've made a little hole in the pot into the compost, and then I'm just going to slowly take out the winter squash from the little tub and insert it into the bigger tub, or the bigger pot should I say. And then just taking, as the train goes past, just taking some more of the compost just to fill around the remaining of the pot. Give it a nice squash down, make sure it's properly bedded in, at the same time not affecting the leaves or the stem. So as you can see, that's been potted on. Also, what you can do at this stage, if you want to, you could, like I've done here with this rubber matting, you can turn it into a protection for the stem, just to protect the stems at the early stage that they're at. And also, because the plants at that stage are still young and vulnerable, I would say not to overwater it as well. So once these are all potted on, I'll give them one good going over with the watering can, and then I won't water them for a few days depending on the weather. Because basically things like squash, courgettes, cucumbers, at that stage they don't need overwatering, because otherwise the roots will just rot in the compost because it's too damp. So I won't overwater that, but I'll give it enough water, and then I'll check it in a couple of days time and we'll see how we're going. So I'm going to pot all these on, and then I'll come back to you and show you the finished article. So there we go, guys, that's the squash potted on. Hopefully they're going to get bigger and stronger, and I'll have some lovely winter squash. As I've said, just watered them. I won't do any more watering now for a few days, depending on the weather, and we'll see how we go from there.